little bit of maybe some inspiration as we move into our yoga class here. We've been looking at the yoga of wisdom chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and so far Krishna, who is the God Vishnu in the form of the body of Krishna, he trying to get Arjuna to come out of his depression and his anxiety about life and death. I mean, that's really what it's about. That's really what yoga is about, is how do we deal with the fact that we're going to die, and the fact that sometimes we really don't want to do certain things in our life that we have to do. So Krishna implores Arjuna to connect with what's called the true self. And he gives a lot of characteristics of the true self, saying that as the senses contact the object, let's see. Yeah. As the senses contact the objects of the senses, feeling of heat and cold and pain and pleasure occur, Arjuna. These sensations come and go. They're impatient. They're impermanent. Patiently endure them, great prince. And he talks about weapons do not affect the true self, this Atman. Fire does not burn it, water does not wet it, wind does not dry it. Right? What is this aspect of ourself that can't be touched by the elements? The self cannot be pierced or cut, it cannot be burned, moistened, or dried. It is endless, all-pervading, stable, immovable, and everlasting. So basically, he gives some qualities of this true self that's a part of each of us, that's within each of us, and is imploring him to connect with that part of himself. But then this next verse, he says, but you don't even have to know about this true self. You don't even have to know that it exists. He says, even if you imagine the self continually taking birth and dying, even then, mighty Arjuna, there is no reason to grieve. So this is all about, we suffer losses, and how do we deal with those losses? And Krishna is saying, he seems to be saying here, there's no need to grieve because this Atman is untouched. But even if this Atman did experience birth and death, decay and rebirth, he says, still then there's no reason to grieve. He says, because whatever is born will undoubtedly die. Whatever is dead certainly will be born. You should not mourn what is inevitable. Arjuna, beings originally are all unmanifested. At mid-state, they're manifested and unmanifested again at the end. What is the point of lamenting? Well, these are very high philosophical words, and when we get down to the business of grieving and lamenting, it seems like almost impossible. And I have to tell you that this is not meant to shame us for grieving. I had a friend, a Zen Buddhist colleague, Zen priest in Vermont, just recently passed away. And she was only 76 years old. And believe me, I grieved for the loss of her friendship and companionship. But the Gita is encouraging us to see that there is something more, there's something beyond grief. And if we can connect with that, somehow it allows us to endure the losses that come by us in our life. Okay, so something to think about, to consider, to contemplate. And let's begin to turn our bodies. Let's turn. Make ourselves into like a spinning top, spinning around a little bit. How do we get back to this true self, this Atman? I don't know, but thinking about the planet spinning, the Earth spinning, that we're we're on this ground. It seems like it's still. It seems like things are not moving. It seems like the sun is going slowly across the sky. But what's going on? The earth is actually turning. The sun isn't moving around the earth. The earth is moving, it's rotating on its axis. It's moving around as we speak, and it's going like some 2,000 miles an hour now. Even if you're sitting perfectly still, we are moving through space some 2,000 some miles per hour. It's incredible speed that we're moving right now. And that's what enables gravity to hold us down. And so through the practice of yoga, we are connecting with that speed through gravity. Let's do that for a second. Just come to a place of stillness. Feel the gravity. Like if we were beyond the gravitational pull of the Earth's atmosphere, we would be floating. But because we're close to the Earth pulls us down. You can feel that pull. You feel that pull down into the Earth. The Earth wants us here. I feel that pulling down. Right? We're just using yoga to take advantage of this fact of life that we rarely pay attention to unless it's called to our attention. Right? Feel your bottom sitting down, kind of almost glued. If you try to jump up, something pulls you back down. That's because we're spinning, right? That's because the earth is spinning. Not only that, the sun is also turning. The sun is turning around the Milky Way galaxy. And not only that, but the Milky Way galaxy is also turning, spinning. Right? And now our bodies are spinning. We're just joining that movement because that's what bodies do. Bodies turn, bodies spin, sometimes at a slow pace. It seems like it's not moving at all. Right? So it's spinning in either direction, turn around the opposite way. And when you're ready, let's lift our arms up overhead, interlace our fingers, press the backs of our palms, the backs of our hands rather, up, reaching up. Adjust your arms, roll your shoulders a little bit if you need to. And take hold of one hand, pull it to the side. Back to the center, take hold of the other hand, pull it to the other side. Hey, bring the hands down to the mat. Let's go right into cat-cow. And then coming into downward dog and walking our heels in place, walking our feet in place, bending our knees, moving our hips. And shake the head a little bit if you want to. Okay, and then just coming into a still downward dog. Lifting the hips up, letting the head be upside down. Let's take a few breaths here. And then looking forward, walking our feet to the front. And this is coming into a forward fold.
allowing our head to the neck muscles to soften, maybe shaking the head a little bit. Just allowing the blood to just kind of come to the head a little bit. And let's come on up to standing in your own time. Right? Lengthening the body, lengthening the back especially. Careful of the low back, not to overarch. Drawing the tailbone down. You can even place one hand at the front of right at your abdomen, kind of pushing it in, like tucking the tailbone under a little bit, underneath your legs, lengthening up the back. You're rolling the shoulders back, opening the hands up. And bend the elbows, palms come together. Reach the arms up overhead, lock the thumbs, reaching straight up and back, and fold forward. Pause here in this forward fold. Let's take hold of the elbows. Hold of the elbows and just hang. The neck muscles softening. Just letting the blood drain. And releasing the hands back down. Let's step the left foot back. And lower the knee. Stretching a little bit. Very gentle. It's not like we have to force any stretch. We're just coming into the pose. You might want to rock your body a little bit forward and backward. Okay, and then step or slide your right foot back, coming onto all fours, and lifting up your knees. Shake out the head a little bit. Or maybe moving your back left and right, kind of swaying it a little bit, perhaps. Swaying your back or rotating on your axis of your spine. Maybe walking your feet in place, kind of lifting one hip up, lowering it down. You could do this with your knees straight or bent, right? It's lifting your heels up off of the ground one at a time. Okay. And we'll go ahead and lower the knees, stretch out the legs, and lower your head down to the ground. And kind of lifting your head, just your head up. Feel those muscles in your low back engaging, maybe. Keep the feet together. See if you can touch the insides of your feet together as you lift just your head up. It's a small lift here. Notice the muscles engaging in your upper back. Right. Feel free to squeeze your shoulder blades together here and slowly lift up your hands off the mat. Right, feeling that. And coming back down with your hands, lifting your whole body up, straightening your elbows and bending your knees. Straightening the elbows, bending the knees, curling the toes under the feet. And see if you can take a moment to look at your hands and widen the space between your fingers. Make the space between your fingers as wide as possible. Straighten your elbows and internally rotate your shoulders. Then from here, curl your toes and lift your knees. Head comes down. Drawing the heels down. And hold here. Keep still here in downward dog. Continue to internally rotate your shoulders. And when you're ready, look forward, step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee. And just kind of allow the muscles around the hips to loosen by themselves of their own accord. And stepping the right foot forward. Allowing the knees to begin to straighten. Tucking the chin. Just let the arms and head hang. Stay here for a little bit. Stay here for a little bit, just letting your body relax. Okay, when you're ready, bend your knees and roll to stand. Continue to lift the arms overhead. Lock the thumbs, look up. And draw the palms in front of the heart. Okay, inhale the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Right foot steps back on the inhale. Take a couple of breaths here. And straighten your left knee. Right, keeping your feet in place, or maybe sliding your front foot forward if you want to. Straighten, see if you can work on straightening your left knee. Maybe it'll straighten for you. Feel that stretch through the backside of the leg. If you can't get your knee straight, that's okay. You still get a lot out of this. Right? It's just a different kind of stretch. You could do it with your knee bent and just kind of lean your tailbone back as your head comes forward towards your knee. Right? So you could do this with your knee bent. Or if you want to try straightening your knee, that's another option. There's not a right or a wrong way to do this. We got to keep in mind, why are we doing yoga? Why are we doing yoga? All right, let's step that left foot back and plant the hands. Prepare your arms. Can you remember how you did this to get into downward dog? Can you remember the steps that we did previously? What did we do with our fingers? What do we do with our elbows and our shoulders? Okay. And then lifting the knees up. Downward dog. Hold here, hold here. Draw the navel in towards the spine as you're in this inverted V. Draw the navel in towards your spine. Okay, and let's bend the knees. Go ahead, come down, straighten the legs, and then bend the elbows. Or come down in your own way. All right, taking a moment to lift the head and the shoulders up a little bit. Release the hands. And stretch the arms out like the wings of an airplane. Hold. Now interlace the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulders together. Hold. Another option here is to take your hands and interlace them behind your head. Lift your head up. Release your hands, bring them forward. You can rest them on the ground here if you'd like. Just reaching your hands forward. Lift one arm up. One arm up, hold, and lower down. Lift the other arm up. All right, we're just going left and right. Left and right. Lifting one arm up, then the other arm.
one at a time. Feel those muscles in the back engaging here. Okay, hands come back under the shoulders. And let's come into child's pose. Bend the knees fully bend the knees, bring the forehead to the mat and rest. Rest your back, round it. Let your shoulders soften. Let your eyes rest. Just let your whole body kind of curl up into a ball. And feeling your abdomen pressing up against your legs. Okay, let's transition to downward dog, remembering those pointers for your hands, elbows, and shoulders as you transition to downward dog. Okay, ready? We're going to look forward, step the right foot forward, or slide the right foot forward, however it comes to you. Let the left knee down, and then we're going to begin to lift the toes off of the mat, leaning back, lean the tailbone towards the heel. And see how high up you want to lift your toes. You can slide your heel forward up towards the top of the mat. Maybe your knee stays bent here, just kind of drawing our head towards our knee. See if you can relax the muscles around your neck. And then shift forward. Let yourself just sink down. Let the middle of your body sink down. Okay, when you're ready, curl the toes under the feet, lift the knees up. Step the left foot forward. Forward fold. Let the muscles in the upper back soften. Let the muscles in the hamstrings stretch. And roll yourself up when you're ready. You begin to roll yourself up. Continue to reach the arms overhead. Lock the thumbs, stretching up. A little back bend here. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. All right, let's make our way onto our back side. We'll do some back strengthening poses. But first we come on to our back, resting our hands over our heart, allowing our feet to separate, coming into a resting phase here. See if you can practice not feeling guilty about resting. Right, so go wholeheartedly into a deep rest, just for maybe about 30 seconds or so. Okay, and if you'd like, bring your hands up over your head, stretch them out over your head. Remember, you can stay on your back the whole class if you want. Reaching your arms up over your head. Let's roll to one side. Recenter on your mat, and then roll onto your stomach. Resting your head, chin or forehead on the mat. This is the abdominal resting pose. Let your heels tip inwards. Turning your head to one side if you want. Or just flipping the veggie burger over, right? Making it done on both sides. Okay, when you're ready, let's bring our feet together, our hands underneath our shoulders, elbows tucked, forehead to the mat. We're going to mimic the actions of a cobra by lifting our head. Lifting our head a little bit. Feel those muscles in your back. Hold here. And just barely pressing into our hands, barely pressing into our hands. Just enough to keep our elbows close to our sides. Remember to breathe here. And go ahead and lower your head down. Forehead comes back down. One more time, lifting up. Lifting your head up a few inches off the ground and hold. Lightly pressing into your hands. And coming back down. Let's bring the hands to our sides, tuck them underneath your body. Elbows as close to each other as you can get them. Chin to the mat. And of course, if this doesn't work for you, just let your hands be at your side. Okay, when you're ready, lift the right leg up a few inches. Relax the right ankle. Hold. Hold. And lower down your right foot. Lift the left foot up. And hold here. And lower down the left leg. Right leg again, coming up. Focus on the low back, not on the legs. Focus on the low back. Let the muscles in the low back work for you, not the legs. And lower down, left leg comes up. And release. Okay, ready? Both legs come together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Lift both legs up. Relax the ankles. Hold. And lower back down. All right. Release the hands. If you'd like, you could bend your knees, reach back behind for your pant legs or your feet, your ankles maybe. And let's begin to push our feet into our hands to engage the muscles in our thighs. Lifting up our shoulders off the ground, squeezing our shoulder blades together, pushing our feet into our hands, Lifting our head and knees up a little bit. And hold. Breathing normally. And release back down. All right, let's roll to one side and come back onto our back. Recenter on your mat. All right, bring the knees into the ribs, both knees. Reach them into the rib cage and roll side to side a few times. All right, when you're ready, let's bring the left foot down with the left knee raised. Reach the right foot up, interlace the hands around the back side of the right leg. Draw the knee to the head, keeping the head on the ground. If you have a strap here, you can place it around your raised foot, underneath the ball of the foot. Hold the strap here, or you can hold your big toe and just with your right hand, just let it drop to the right side as your left knee drops to the left side. So we're opening up the space between our knees, using the left leg as like ballast. Okay, reach the right leg up. Take hold of it with the left hand, either the strap around your foot or take hold of the big toe with your left hand. And now we're going to reach the right arm out to the right and roll, let the legs roll over to the left side. Bring the right foot down to the left side, straighten the knee and look over your right shoulder. Use your eyes to see your right hand or just look over towards the right. Nice deep twist in the spine. Okay, bring the feet back to the mat, knees raised, and re-straighten, realign your back in the center of the mat. Okay, let's try that with the left leg. Reach the left leg up, interlace your hands around the knee, the outside of the knee, draw the knee towards the head. Alternatively, strap around your foot. When you're ready, grab that strap in one hand or just grab the big toe with your left hand. Right hand comes out to the right. Right knee splays to the right like ballast. Left leg goes out to the left. See how low it'll go. Okay, let's bring that left leg up again. Switch hands with your strap or towel. Switch hands. Bring the left hand out to the left, and the left leg goes to the right. Nice deep twist in the back. If on any of these stretches you're not able to kind of see clearly what I'm doing or it doesn't make sense, feel free to, we can always talk about it after class. All right, release the foot. Bring the feet to the mat. Slowly come onto your back, recenter on the mat. All right, let's stretch out our legs. We'll roll the legs side to side, roll the arms side to side a few times. And take a deep breath and hold it. Hold the breath in, squeeze the right leg, lift it up, squeeze, and release. Okay, take a deep breath in and hold it. Hold the breath in, squeeze the left leg and lift it up, hold, squeeze tighter, and release. Roll both legs side to side a couple times and forget about them. Take a deep breath in and hold it. Make a fist with the right hand, squeeze the muscles of the right arm, lift them up a couple inches, squeeze tighter, release. Take a deep breath in and hold it. Make a fist with the left hand, squeeze the whole left arm, lift, squeeze tighter, and release. Roll both arms side to side a couple times and forget about them. Take a deep breath into your abdomen, puffing it up like a balloon. Hold it, suck in a little bit more air. Hold it, open the mouth, let the air gush out. Take a deep breath into the rib cage, puffing it up like a balloon. Hold it, suck in a little bit more air and hold. Open the mouth, let the air gush out. Return the breathing to normal. Open your mouth wide, stretch out your jaw. Puff out your cheeks like two balloons. Release. Scrunch up your nose like you got an itch there. Release. Scrunch up your eyes, squeeze them shut, tight, squeeze, and release. Turn your head side to side a few times, left and right. Feel the muscles around your neck. Soften the muscles in your face. Relax the muscles in your face. Let any feelings of relaxation in your face penetrate through your chest region, through your shoulders, through your arms, through your abdomen, your legs. Let any feelings of relaxation penetrate your whole body from head to toe. Allowing your whole body to be like the corpse. In this way, we practice for our own death. Instead of fighting it, welcoming it, accepting it, inevitable part of life. There's no need to mourn. Part of life. We are part of life. Connect with that true self here. We connect with the true self, the more we can let go and rest our body. Resting our whole body now. So when you're ready, begin to slowly drift your awareness through your breath, watching your breath ebb and flow, come and go. From this point, we watch our breathing, relaxing our whole body. Feel the expansion, the rise and fall of the ribs, thanks to your breathing. Notice any thoughts that might be drifting through your mind. Try not to get caught in the content. Allow the thoughts to drift like clouds in the sky. Let them come, let them go. Just watching. Continuing all the while. Let your whole body rest. Okay, as you're ready, you can begin to wiggle our toes and fingers a little bit. Feel the muscles moving there in the feet and the hands. Roll the legs a little bit, if you will. Feel the legs coming back to life. Stretch the arms out over the head. Feel the life coming back to the center of the body. Raise the knees and roll to one side. Maybe your left side. That helps us to wake up. Let's pause here for a few breaths. Notice any shifts in your body as you make the transition from your back to your side. And then rolling your way up to seated in your own time. I'm going to close with some verses from the Gita, and you're welcome to think about them. So we're talking about this true self here in the Gita, something that cannot be destroyed. It's unmanifested, inconceivable, and immutable, if you can imagine such a thing. But then Krishna says, even if you imagine the self continually taking birth and dying, even then, mighty Arjuna, there is no reason to grieve. Whatever is born will undoubtedly die. Right? Those are nuggets of wisdom. Whatever is born will undoubtedly die. The truth of our life, and it's a hard one to swallow. Whatever is dead certainly will be born. This is a little bit different, perhaps, for us Westerners to get our minds wrapped around. This comes out of a worldview where there's reincarnation is taken for granted. You should not mourn what is inevitable. You should not mourn what is inevitable. Let's pause there, maybe reflect on that. See if it's true for you or not. All right, and on that note, close our class. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy.